Hey,
Hey.
have you ever woken up frozen in the middle of the night and something or someone is in the room with you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, stay tuned because we're going to be getting into that real soon.
Oh.
I'm Trish.
And I'm Ashley.
And this
Welcome
is
to
Pink
Pink
Collar
Collar Paranormies. We're never going to get that perfect, but
Listen, you know what you're...
I love it. You knew what you were in for when you signed up to watch this. So
Literally.
All right. Welcome back, guys.
So today's been a day.
It's been a day.
I cut bangs.
I love them, though.
Do you?
What do you guys think of her bangs? I think they're phenomenal.
I was told never to cut bangs again, and here I am.
How do I switch you that up?
I'll
have a word with them.
A very dear friend of mine said, listen, I love you. After they grew out, I love you, but please don't ever do that again.
Listen.
I'm not going to say who it was.
Yeah,
It
don't.
was not you.
I know it wasn't me.
But here I am. I have bangs again.
I love them. I think they look great.
So I'm not sure how I feel, so I've been playing with them the whole time.
That's okay. Do it. So we're on episode 3 already.
I know.
I can't believe this.
Hopefully people are tuning in and loving us.
Same. We're getting the hang of this, you know.
One day.
We're getting there.
We'll get our intro, I think, probably by like 200th episode.
We have ambiance tonight. We have lots of candles. Michael.
Yeah, we changed some stuff up because in episode 3 we are gonna be introducing video for you guys.
Yep. Now we're coming to you face to face, not just our voices. So be nice.
We'll see how this goes.
It's gonna be great. We're gonna be great.
We'll see how this goes.
So my day was long. I had physical therapy. I cleaned. I did all the things that I do in adult life, you know.
Yeah.
All the stuff. I'm getting better, though.
What did Rosie do today?
Rosie the Roomba?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I love Rosie
This
the Roomba.
stupid. She stopped herself.
Rosie gets stuck under the table, and I just watch Rosie
I know,
all the
was on
time. I
phone with you,
can't.
and you were like, she's freaking stuck to the
That's what I do. You know what? I work. So I've worked my whole life since I'm 14 years old, and I'm not used to sitting home. I've never, in however many years we won't get into, I've never taken more than like a week off. So now that I'm home and I have all this free time, I'm like, but I can't do much because of my arm. So I'm like, well, let's play with the fucking Roomba.
We're gonna place bets on the Roomba on Rosie.
Yeah, see how long it takes her to get out from my stupid table.
Oh my God. We have Morty with us here today.
Oh yeah, Morty's here.
Morty's here. Morty's sound is on today though, so if Morty goes off, we will say hi.
I hope he does.
I was told that it's a Jody that hangs out here on my one app, but I don't know how much I believe in those apps, whatever.
I mean, you definitely have the lady next door from the Burroughs Mansion, and I think she frequents.
Yeah, she just likes over this place.
She likes to pop in and say hey once in a while.
Once in a while, hey.
Yeah.
Well,
so...
Sorry, I'm taking a sip of my lovely coffee. Thank you so much for making that.
You're welcome.
I needed that. I need to relax with my caffeine.
I need more caffeine, so you can give it to me. I'll put it right in an IV.
So tonight we're going to be talking sleep paralysis and paranormal encounters, the science behind it, and some personal experiences.
Yeah.
Ashley herself has firsthand experiences with sleep paralysis. I do not, but I do have some other encounters that we're going to get into.
She's got some really good ones.
Yeah. We've got a couple Reddit stories too we're going to touch on. The Hat Man, the Mimics, things like that. Yeah. So tonight we're going to be exploring both sides of the conversation. And let's get into it. Why don't you take us away?
Let's talk about what sleep paralysis is. Sleep paralysis is a brief state where your mind becomes awake when your body is still in the muscle shutdown phase of REM sleep. So during REM sleep, the brain normally prevents most muscle movement so you don't act out your dreams. You know, imagine we'd be just flailing, walking all over the place, falling out of windows.
Yeah.
In sleep paralysis, this temporary paralysis continues for a few seconds to a couple of minutes after waking up. So this is a worldly phenomenon that happens to people. About 30% of the human population, they experience sleep paralysis. Do you know what 30% is?
No, I don't. Tell me, please.
2.6 billion.
Oh my God.
2.6 billion people experience sleep paralysis. And with the sleep paralysis, they have all reported the exact same thing.
Okay.
So they have being unable to move or speak, feeling pressure on their chest, fear, panic, hallucinations, seeing people in the room, shadow figures, hearing sounds, seeing shadows, um, demons. Most people say they see demons.
I don't like that.
No, hearing whispers, footsteps, buzzing. In my experience, I have been laying on my side sleeping. It felt like somebody put their arm around me, was squeezing the air out of me. I was fully aware, and I could feel fur on my face and them breathing and growling in my ear. It was it's the scariest. I've had this since a child. It is literally the scariest thing
I don't like any of that.
to experience. No, it's terrible. But 2.6 billion people experience this.
Do we do for this? Like, what can you actually... This is scary to me.
It is scary. It's also actually in the Bible, believe it or not. I forget which chapter it is, but they do talk about this. Me personally, I have always tried to yell out. And my other half, he has woken up to me screaming my mother's name in my sleep. I've always tried to scream for my mom because she passed away, and I know she's on the other side somewhere. I've yelled out for my grandmother. I have physically gone to grab the demon or whatever it is that's holding on to me to have it let go. But let's talk about the scientific. I mean, is this really what is happening?
Right.
Versus your brain playing a trick?
Right.
That many people it's happening to. How is everyone seeing
the same
things?
I just choked. Sorry.
You're fine. So
so
it's in different. Every culture has different things. So there's the mare, which is this tiny little gremlin-looking demon. There is succubuses, shadow figures, the Hat Man, which you're going to get into shortly.
Yeah.
And also, here's a question: can you die from this?
Right. Like, that's what I'm nervous about because I've experienced sleepwalking.
Yeah.
I used to talk in my sleep when I was younger.
Yeah.
Those are like the main things, but I don't remember doing it.
Yep.
So, and I've dealt with people in my life who sleepwalk. I've had to physically make sure windows are locked and things like that. Because they're going to leave the house. Kevin thought he was a ninja one night and tried to climb out the window on the couch in the living room.
I wholeheartedly believe all of that.
Yeah, so I had to talk him down.
Kevin, you'd understand.
Literally talk him off the ledge and put it back to sleep. And he told me I stole his 16 pillows. And I said, I'm so sorry. I'll give you all 16 back. And it was one pillow. Great. And he went back to sleep. Thank goodness.
I love that.
Yeah, so could you get hurt? Yeah, I think you could get hurt.
So Brian one night woke up and he said I was sitting on the edge of the bed and he asked me what I was doing. I was just sitting there, not talking, not moving, and I said, triaging. And I just laid back down and went back to sleep. Like it was nothing. But
I'm documenting.
I'm triaging, I'm getting blood pressures. And
what do you drink? You're charting?
I'm charting. So the answer, if you can die, is actually yes.
Oh.
So, little trigger warning, little content warning. It's gonna get a little rocky here. We are gonna talk about death for a second. So a long time ago, there was a young boy who was suffering from sleep paralysis, night terrors, sleepwalking, all of these things. And then he wound up dying in his sleep. And it's actually a thing, and it is called sudden unexplained nocturnal death syndrome. It is a thing. And this boy is actually... and sleep paralysis in general is actually what inspired Nightmare on Elm Street.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I know. Yeah.
I love that movie.
I do too. So my best story of this, and then I'm going to hand it over to you because, I mean, there is a lot. This is something that we can go into for hours.
Yeah.
There's so much documented on it. I mean, it's recognized in the Bible. This is a thing that is real life. Is it real? Is it fake? That's for you to decide. Whatever you believe, what you think. I know for me, it's very real. So one of the most prominent that happened, I was back in Cape Cod, and I was hanging out with a good friend of mine, and we wound up passing out. They just moved into a basement apartment.
Okay.
And they didn't have the bed yet, just the mattress on the floor. And, we were drinking, we were hanging out, whatever. We were younger. I was in my 20s. And I fell asleep, and something grabbed both of my ankles and would not let me go. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't scream.
I don't like that.
And I sat, something told me to sit up and grab its wrist. And I sat up and I grabbed its wrists and it let go of me. And I woke up, like when I came fully aware again, I was sitting straight up in the pitch dark. I've never been so scared in my life. Come to find out, the next day I told my friend about this, and the woman renting the basement out, her son hung himself in the basement over where we were sleeping the year prior.
Wow.
So, I mean, there's a lot that really goes into this.
Wow.
They say that it is, you know, the gateway to astral projection. They say that,
well, I guess it would be that in
gift.
between state would be where
well,
you would.
they say the veil is the thinnest then, so who knows what can come. To be more explored, I think.
Yeah.
But I think it's so cool that there's a whole world of people. And there's different things, and they see it's always a shadow figure. It is always, you cannot breathe, you cannot move, you're scared, and you're trying everything and fighting. And they say the people that die with this are people that gave up and they didn't fight to wake up.
So, do you think that some of the cases of people dying in their sleep were maybe experiencing sleep paralysis?
That's what a lot of people say that it was reported before that they were experiencing it a lot.
Really?
Like every night. Like it was coming back. Like mine are far and few between. They're not every night. It happens maybe I'm at the point now, maybe every 6 months I'll have it happen. And I've navigated it pretty well.
Okay.
But they say that this is also a gift that only certain people have. It's a true gift, and they say that if you can calm yourself down enough and kind of, realize that where you are and realize that they're not here, that they're not going to hurt you. It is a dream. Yeah. That's when you can astral plane, and that's when you can actually have that out of body experience and go traipsing around and doing whatever you do when you astral plane.
So I've had an out-of-body experience before, and it wasn't scary for me. No. So I did not experience the dark side of that. I was also very young when it happened, and it was pretty cool. I was laying on my bed, and I was in such a meditative state that all of a sudden I was looking down at myself in my bed. And then once I realized that was happening, I woke up. And I said, awesome. Oh, okay, that's crazy.
I think that would be really cool. I'm just scared. My dreams are so realistic.
I was a kid. Yeah. I think about it all the time. I don't know how I did it. I want to do it again.
You can do it again. I'm out. I have such realistic dreams. I'm good. I have explored enough of the dream realm.
She said I'm over it.
I'm over it. I have another friend that she will meditate, and she purposely does try to astral plane all the time. And she has multiple times. She tells me all about it. I'm like, that's so cool. I'd get lost. I wouldn't come back. You'd be having me in a coma in a hospital. I'd be like, bye guys.
Right.
I'd be like swimming with mermaids and stuff. I'd be out.
Oh my God.
Gotta go.
Imagine. I'm following this like time traveler, quote unquote, on social media. And listen, if it's real, that is wild. But
I think I know what you're talking about. I think I know exactly who you're talking about.
He's timeline shifting, and he's going from like BC all the way to now to, Egyptian periods and the Victorian era, and he's just bouncing around, and he's showing all these videos and stuff on his social media, and I just think it's so cool. Yeah. But listen, AI is crazy right now, so I don't know. I like to believe that he's doing that because it just sounds really freaking cool.
It does, but it's hard to, you gotta like really watch the videos and look for glitches and stuff in them to see.
Yeah, I'm not.
But
I'm not there.
There's one thing I haven't seen personally, and that is the Hat Man. So, what is the Hat Man?
All right, so the Hat Man is this figure that shows up in your sleep paralysis state. A lot of people report. He's a tall, slender, dark silhouette of a man with a hat.
It's terrifying.
There's a lot of reports of people who take Benadryl, seeing the Hat Man and making a deal with him that you owe him money. So there's a ton of stories about it, which is why I just think it's so interesting. And I was like, hoping that you would have an experience with the Hat Man so you could give us like a
So-
personal experience.
Oh my god, so wait, I just started taking Benadryl to sleep.
Why do you think I keep asking you, has the Hat Man visited you yet?
That's why you're asking me, because of the Benadryl?
Yes.
So every night, not every night, but I sleep sitting up because of my shoulder, because of the surgery, so I cannot sleep sitting up, so I was knocking myself out with Benadryl.
We don't recommend. Don't do
We
that.
don't recommend this. We don't condone this.
Don't condone.
I also have bad allergies from the pollen, so it was like a 2
It's
for.
like a 2 for
it was
one.
a 2 for 1 deal, you know. Go to sleep but no, it knocks me out. Like I don't even dream on the Benadryl.
No.
Oh, it knocks me out. I'm scared I'm gonna get dementia from it.
I can't take it.
Well, they say it causes dementia too, so maybe the Hat Man comes with dementia.
That's crazy.
That's why he's making a deal with you. You owe him money, you don't give him the money, now you have dementia.
Oh shit! Could you imagine?
Hey, figured it
All right,
out.
so, just a little quick
Yeah.
recap on him.
I have no idea who he is. This is
I'm
really
just gonna read my
creepy.
notes.
Read your notes, because he's scary to me. I don't want to meet that.
I've never personally met the Hat Man. I hope to never meet him. From what I understand and what I read, he's not really scary. It's just an encounter. But it's a creepy encounter.
Okay.
So people from all over the world describe seeing a tall, dark silhouette, usually male in appearance, wearing what looks like a fedora, a trench coat, or a wide-brimmed hat. Unlike many ghost sightings, reports of a Hat Man are surprisingly consistent. Witnesses often describe him as standing silently in a doorway, corner of a room, or at the foot of a bed, simply watching. Creepy. What
No
makes what makes the phenomenon so fascinating is that many people claim they have never heard of the Hat Man before their encounter, and yet descriptions are just so similar.
Again, with the similarities across the board.
Yeah. Some paranormal researchers believe that the Hat Man could be a type of a shadow person, interdimensional entity, or spiritual presence. Skeptics argue that the experiences are more likely connected to sleep paralysis, hallucinations, or just a neurological event. So, I personally have never met the Hat Man. I never want to meet the Hat Man. But I would love to hear stories of the Hat Man from anyone who's...
I want to know who's seen the Hat Man.
Yeah.
I don't want to meet him, but I want to hear about you meeting him.
Yeah. And if you owe him money, tell us
How much?
about him.
How much is it like
How does
doable,
that
or
work?
like you're never gonna achieve that goal of paying him back?
Yeah, no.
I got questions.
I have questions
I have so
too.
many questions.
I have to say, with all of the sleepwalking and sleep talking and, out of body experiences, I've never had the darker side of things happen, and I hope to keep it that way.
Well, you've had some things happen though.
Oh, I have. But I've been wide awake for those.
It's even scarier, I think. You take the cake with things happening.
You're not wrong. I mean, you're talking about the mimics.
Oh, those. I never knew what a mimic was until Trish calls me to tell me this story. When I tell you, I was petrified. And then I'll tell you what happened. Tell the story for me. Please.
So, if you don't know what a mimic is, it's basically a figure that replicates somebody or someone you know, but there's usually some kind of distortion of them. Sometimes they're creepy.
I don't like it.
Sometimes you'll see them and they look like you, or they look like someone you know. Sometimes you'll hear the voices of someone. They mimic
that,
basically exactly that. They're a mimic, right? So I've had personal experiences with it. I was at work and my daughter calls me and she said, "Mom, are you home?" And I said, "No, why?" And she goes, "Because you were just standing in my doorway, but you didn't have a face." I said, "Oh shit."
She's like 13, her daughter, too.
Yeah, she's at that prime age where she's hormonal, she's very open, and these things,
for me.
they say when you start going through puberty that you're really open and susceptible to things like that happening.
Makes
So
sense.
then I was like, oh no, I was like, this poor kid, We had gone to a place that is known to have mimics attached to you, and you bring them home with you. And so I had to go home and do some things. And the next night she had it back in her room as the cat, but the cat was sleeping next to her. So it was in the corner, and the cat didn't have a face. Very creepy, very creepy. Yeah. Not a fan, not a fan. And the most recent one was I was sitting in my bedroom, and my door's open, and my husband just left for work, and he was gone. He works in the city, so there's no way he was coming home. And it had been a little while. It's about 4 o'clock in the morning. And I just see him walk right past the doorway, and I said, "Oh, well, that's not Kevin."
You're so nonchalant. That was
not Kevin.
I'd be running out of the house.
Oh, we're like saging the house, opening the windows, and all the
so that next day, I was having surgery the following day. So I went to Trisha's house. She's a hairdresser. I wanted her to do Dutch braids in my hair for the surgery because, you're not going to be able, I wasn't able to do my hair God knows how long after.
Yeah.
So I'm in Trisha's kitchen. She starts braiding my hair and she's telling me the story about how she saw Kevin and the mimic. I didn't know what a mimic was till then. And I'm like getting freaked out and we're talking and all of a sudden her front door slams shut.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Because we're like, oh, tell it to leave. We were talking about making sure, like, tell it to leave, saging the house, it's not welcome. And her door slams. Ty was not home. Kevin was not home. The dogs were out back. Her door is heavy. And it was shut and locked.
Yeah.
That was...
I think it left.
I think it left because you haven't talked about it since.
So my door... I have 2 doors. I have a glass storm door, which is on a really hard spring. When you open it, it springs back closed really hard.
Yeah.
So it actually has hurt my ankle before, closing on me.
Yeah, it's heavy.
It's heavy.
It's a very heavy door.
And that door, to push open, the wind cannot open this door. So it opened and it slammed completely shut.
And I was there. And then the whole room felt lighter.
It did.
It really did.
And I haven't seen anything since then.
No, thank God. I hope you don't see anything else ever again like that. That's scary. It's petrifying.
It was definitely crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, there's things.
There's things. See, a lot of mine, I see things I ignore. A lot. I grew up in a house built in the 1700s in Cape Cod, Massachusetts. I don't know if I mentioned this on the last episode, but whatever, we're repeating. So... since a child, this house was, the whole family died. There was a cemetery in the front. I found pictures online. Mm-hmm. It's Isaac Small House. You can actually Google my house. And I found pictures of what looked like a cemetery in the front of the house. And back then was smallpox, blah, blah, blah. So as a child, I heard footsteps. I would hear something right here scream my name when I was sleeping or just laying in bed. My mom said that as a baby, I used to talk in my crib. And she was up in I grew up in a house, a beautiful, beautiful Cape house on 5 acres of land. I was very blessed. So the room that me and my mom were in when I was a baby, there was this big mirror and 2 twin beds, and my crib was there. And she said she was looking in the mirror, and she looked down to get a piece of makeup, and she looked back up, and there was this woman standing over my crib in 1700s clothing.
Oh, boy.
It is believed to be Isaac Small's wife, who died. And it wasn't a menacing thing. She was looking over me and Googling at me. And then 2 years passed and my mom was watching me play in the yard. I was a toddler. And the way it went, it was the upstairs and then the stairs went down. And then there was the front door with a glass door and then the yard. So I was out there with my grandparents and my mom was watching me in the glass door. And she caught the reflection of the same woman at the top of the stairs watching me play in the yard.
Aww.
So almost she looked over me as a child. But I heard footsteps, talking. The things I experienced as a child, I learned to just close my eyes, go under my blanket, hold my teddy bear, and ignore them.
Yeah.
So throughout life now, I've seen things, I've caught things on camera. I just try to put a little blind eye to it. I'm like you, where you're like, hey, what's your name?
I know.
Do you want to have coffee?
I know.
You're so ballsy. I love you.
I mean, I don't know. That stuff doesn't really freak me out.
I'm getting better with it.
You are. I noticed.
Now I'm intrigued. I'm curious. I love it. I want to know so much. But then again, I'm I don't want to see somebody. I've seen things. I've seen whole figures with no face. I've seen.
So I pulled up a Reddit story that a user posted, and I thought I would just read it really quick because we're not alone in this,
No, not. 2.6 billion.
Yeah, exactly. So this is user Vesper101, and this is from a while ago. So this user says, this happened a couple years ago, very soon after I moved into the home I currently live in. First, a little bit of background info. The house is a very old one, possibly the oldest I've ever lived in, similar to your story. Mm-hmm. The landlord, whose family has owned the land for over hundreds of years, believes it was built in the 1600s, but I've often felt it goes back further than that. It is a very old building nonetheless and sits on a T-junction where one of the roads used to be the main way through to the nearest town before it was blocked off as an alternate route was laid to Tarmac. That said, it's pretty quiet nowadays and sits upon a hill surrounded by crops, sheep, and cows. It's a lovely peaceful place. But we found out some of the history of it fairly recently. At one point, it was a pub. Outside, there was an old well covering, and there are old, dilapidated pigsties and stables, which look like they could have been built hundreds of years ago too. It used to be a stopping place along the way to the town for many travelers spent time here. Anyway, on with the story. So we had just moved in about 2 days prior. We were surrounded by boxes and I was in my room trying to organize my things. Now this is the part that's a bit hard to explain. So bear with me. One wall of my room, which separates it from the hallway, made out of wood. There's a window in it and a small square has been cut away near the ceiling. There's also long slits that run the length of the wall from the square door down to the floor, enabling me to see through it to some extent. The part overlooks the stairs. My bed is right beside this part of the wall and where I was sitting the day this incident occurred. I have no idea why the gaps are there. I'm guessing there was some purpose for this once upon a time, but who knows what it's there for now. So, with such thin walls and so many gaps in the side walls, the sound travels pretty easily in this house. I can hear literally everything going on downstairs, and we can even converse with each other through the floorboards without having to go upstairs to shout up to them. Sounds like a really old property.
Yeah. Sounds similar to what I grew up in. Yeah.
Right.
Definitely. We had those we had the big thick cedar floorboards.
Right.
That had you creaks through them. I mean, the whole house creaked. The wind blew the wrong way, and the whole house was.
On this day, I heard my mom walk down the hallway, which runs the length of my room, and go down the stairs. She walked through the living room and into the kitchen through a door, which is directly opposite the foot of the stairs. Shortly after she entered the kitchen, I heard what sounded like my own voice shouting, "Oh, what?" from the living room, directly underneath where I was sitting. Now, this kind of thing happens to me fairly frequently. I hear a voice, often a voice that sounds like someone I know, like my mom, or another relative, speak or shout something out, but it's so brief that I ignore it and I assume it's just my mind playing tricks on me. But this time was different because a few seconds later, my mom was calling up the stairs, "Did you just call for me?" Ooh, so it's almost like this thing mimicked the mom. So that's wild. Hoping I had been mistaken, I replied, "No, wasn't that you?" She said, "No, it wasn't her," and asked if it was me one more time. I said no, it wasn't. I hadn't said anything. I was too focused on what I was doing. We were both pretty spooked. My mom and I don't sound alike. Aside from a few verbal mannerisms I picked up, our voices sound pretty different. I asked her what she'd heard, and she said she heard someone shout, "Oh, what?" in the exact same tone and voice that I had heard. This happened to me. I'll tell you the story.
Yeah, I want to hear.
I was even more freaked out, and the hair on my neck was standing on end, especially since it had sounded so much like my own voice, and yet there was no way it could have been me. We were both the only ones in the house that at that time, and our TV wasn't even set up yet, so it wasn't that. Well, my family and I are not strangers to the paranormal, and for my mom and I especially. Many things like this have happened This may be because there is a kind of witch lineage, thing going on in my life, and so we are both somewhat sensitive. I don't claim to be a psychic because I believe psychic ability is a quality that all people possess, but I certainly have some stories to tell. I know how to protect and defend myself, and I'm always careful in every ritual that I perform. I also come from Essex in southeast England, which is very strong tradition of cunning folklore. So literally everyone and their mom in my hometown is either a witch or knows of one. That's pretty cool.
Can we go there?
I mean, literally.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what, that area, I believe that it goes before the 1600s. It's like 1400s there and before that.
Even England.
Same.
It's foggy and creepy, and I just love it.
Having said this, despite being pretty well versed in the occult and pagan, I have a kind of yes but approach to most paranormal things, as I am quite strict about defining what is genuine and what is bullshit. Hence why I often disregard the weird voices I occasionally hear. However, since the incident, my mom and I heard it too. I've begun researching similar experiences and began reading about mimics. The problem is that every source I have found has different explanations for them: interdimensional beings, elements, daemons, doppelgangers, etc. So I wondered if anyone here on Reddit had experience with mimics or anything similar, or whether or not they've come to understand anything more about them. So the answer to that is yes, I have. And what a cool story. England sounds amazing, and I want to hear more about this lineage of witchcraft.
It's a whole thing.
That's a whole thing. That was pretty cool. That was a good story.
That really was a good story.
Yeah.
I mean, all these people can't be wrong. We're the experiences that everyone has had collectively.
Right.
Once again, paranormal or scientific debunking? Like,
yeah, is it in your mind?
Is it in your mind?
I don't know.
Or is it?
I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know. I mean, are we all just that crazy? It's possible.
It's true. I mean, your brain is a phenomenal thing.
Yeah.
You know that so this is a cool little thing. They say that when you're born, like not when you're born, when the sperm meets the egg,
right, there
is this spark. You can see it. Like they can see it under the microscope. There's a spark. They say that there is this electrical field in your brain that they cannot, there's like this little ball of energy in your brain that they can see, and they have no idea what it is. They can't explain it, no rhyme or reason, and it is the last thing to go off when you die.
Yeah, that's your soul.
Yes, I know. But
like that
thing, it's just think
that's
of that,
like
what, like just saying, like there's so much unexplained by science. Science can explain things only so much, but explain to me why everyone's seeing the same thing. We're all seeing the Hat Man and shadow figures and mares and growling and can't breathe, can't move.
I mean, in the Appalachia, they say if you hear something, no, you didn't. If you see something, no, you didn't. So
I would love to do an episode on that. That,
I mean, there's some
freaks me out. Yeah, Appalachian Mountains.
Yeah.
Why, you want to go?
I mean, we're there all the time when we go to PA. Gettysburg,
you want to go get a cabin
in
the woods and go?
Let's go. We'll just go right to the Poconos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Continued on that. I'm petrified of the Appalachian Mountains. I'm not going to lie. I'm petrified. I follow like all of these stories and all these people that live out there. And they're like, you hear whistling. No, you didn't.
No,
don't ever whistle in the woods. Like at night, they close everything.
Yeah.
So it's really funny. In my house, I have my back sliding glass door, and the woods are right behind my house. And Brian makes fun of me every night. He because I'm still on the couch because of surgery. So every night before he goes up to bed, he makes sure he turns out the candles for me, and he makes sure I'm safe, locks all the doors. And he has to shut the blinds. He goes, I have to shut the blinds because of your peepers. I call them peepers. They're going to peek in on me. All the the skinwalkers and stuff that are going to come.
The SWs. We don't say that.
Oh, I say it because get
wanna...
away from me. I will fight you.
Oh.
No.
Good luck with that.
No.
Well, as we wrap everything up, I think we're left with more questions than we are answers on everything here.
Yep.
Whether it's sleep paralysis or neurological phenomenon, whether some experiences point to something we don't understand, the stories that people share are remarkably similar and deeply personal.
Amen.
For some, the Hat Man is simply a common hallucination. For others, the mimic encounters and shadow figures represent something far more mysterious. The truth may depend on who you ask, what you're talking about, and where you are, or if you've experienced it yourself.
Yeah.
We'll leave you with this question. If thousands of people have never met each other and describe the same dark figure standing silently in a doorway, are they experiencing the same trick of the mind, or are they witnessing something that we can't explain?
Yeah.
If you've ever experienced sleep paralysis, shadow figures, mimics, encounters, or anything unexplained, we'd love to hear your story.
Please.
So please write in.
Comment, like, and share. Subscribe. We want to know. We want to hear what you have to say about it. I mean, I'm not the only one. I know she's not the only one. There's a lot. I want to hear from all 2.6 billion of you.
Yeah, literally.
Please.
And that's only, what, 30%?
30%. 30% of you have a gift.
30%.
I want to hear about your gifts.
So sleep well tonight.
Yeah.
And if you hear your name, no, you didn't.
No. Sweet dreams, kids.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.